Hi, hello, I'm Bruce Harris.
Hi, I'm Kasia Gołębiewska.
Hello, I'm Miguel Mora, and welcome to Cheques Play.
Welcome.
Welcome. Let's do it.
Man, this podcasting is not easy. It's not easy at all. For me, I was listening to the first one that we did, and I'm over there, I'm sniffing, I'm making all these noises and stuff, and by the time I finished trying to tell a story, I forgot what the story was about and everything, and the fan mail hasn't been good for me, but I have good ones too. But we're coming along, and
we're coming along. It takes a little time. We're not experts in podcasts. We're all in different line of businesses, and we are daring to do this because we felt that it was needed, and we want to have a platform where people can come in and talk about their businesses and bring out new things into the business. We all know the operational side of the business, the marketing side of the business, but there are other parts that we don't know, and we're going to bring those people here and give us their impression on that.
And also, in our business for many years ago, and still now, people don't teach. As Las Vegas was many years ago, over 40 years ago, the only state that had legalized gaming, not just state, but the only city that legalized gaming other than Virginia City, I think, in Nevada, that people didn't share their knowledge because they didn't want someone to take their place and everything. But then I worked with the regime and people opening properties, and their philosophy was teach everybody everything that you know. So we could move on to do other things. And
absolutely.
That's our mantra. So we want this platform to do that.
Wherever I've been, I always tell people my goal when I leave here is to leave behind the little knowledge that I have to you. So you could use it down the line. I mean, I've been in the gaming business now for a long time, and along the way, I have acquired knowledge from very knowledgeable people in the business, and I want to pass that along. Why should I take it with me when I die? I mean, it makes no good to anybody to take the knowledge that I have acquired. It's not mine. It's not mine to keep.
Share it.
Share it. Somebody else shared it with me. So I should share it with everybody else, and people can learn things that we have learned along the way and teach the upcoming generation of young people who are in the gaming business.
Look at Casa. She's ready to open up a new casino of her own already. She's only known us for a couple of weeks.
Definitely. Well, and from my perspective, like the casino business is really, I didn't know much about this, and also like when I speak with my friends, they are very much interested because it's kind of a secret business, I would say, and they want to know like what's behind, like how it is created, all the processes. It's kind of all those also luxurious things like happening in the casino. It's tempting. I mean, like it's interesting for people, and also like for me to know more about this, and like not keep it like a taboo a little bit, because it's kind of, there are many areas in the casino area that are kind of taboo. I don't know, like, and it's great to talk about all those things. It's great to talk about all those things.
Miguel, who this person. We both worked for him. He was. Well, we were opening a property in New Orleans, and he would send us out on projects and things while we were opening it, to go here, to do a competitive research and analysis. And
Mystery shopper.
Well, we had voice-activated recorders and cameras and things. But he's going to be on the show soon. Maybe, I think, our next guest, Joe Giaimo.
Yeah.
We would come back. We would come back from an assignment. He says, "Did you learn anything? What did you learn? Okay, put a PowerPoint presentation together." I'm like, PowerPoint presentation? What's a PowerPoint presentation? And okay, and next thing you know, I'm doing a PowerPoint presentation, and but you're going to learn a lot today, because this young lady who's coming on board, fills a lot of different spaces because, I think I hit my mic, there was some noise. She fills a lot of different areas because human resources, slot, marketing,
Food and beverage.
food and beverage, technology. She's a monster in the business.
So because like first she's a woman also, and like so far she's the first woman on our podcast, and also because
Long overdue.
it's great. Like I mean, like a little bit also, a different energy in the podcast. So that's very nice.
You get a different take. The feminine side of things, and you're gonna enjoy Hina. She's a very outgoing person, vibrant, a lot of fire in her. So it will be outstanding. This edition of the podcast.
Casa, watch this one. You're gonna love this. Her name is, ladies and gentlemen, her name is Hina Reed. She's joining us right now. She's in Las Vegas, Nevada. She's our episode number 4.
Yay!
Episode number 4 on Cheques Play. Here she is. Hina Reed. Is that you? Can
Hina!
It is.
Hina's in the house.
Yay!
Hey!
Oh, wait. Sorry.
Coming.
There you are. There you are.
Coming and leaving.
Stop teasing us.
Aloha and Yaorana from fabulous Las Vegas, you three.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hola, todo tiempo. Hola mismo.
Yes.
I don't know what I said, but it sounded good because my tongue was rolling. Yay! Hey!
Just gonna put it in there.
Good morning, Hina.
Good morning. How are you, Bruce?
It's been
it's fabulous to see you. I haven't seen you
so
in years.
long since. It's been.
With the tie.
Well, you know.
Dapper Dan.
I always dress up for like royalty. I told Henry Pisano a couple weeks ago. He was royalty and everything. So you're as well.
Yeah. Well,
Your Highness.
I saw Henry's, and I'm like, oh, I had better dress up. Here we go.
I'm telling you, you look great. You look fantabulous.
Thank you. I'm representing the Tahitian side of me with the black pearls and stuff. So it's like, okay, we're good.
Welcome,
hey,
welcome.
Miguel, good morning. How are you?
Good to have you with us. It's a great pleasure to have you with us. Spending some time, and we gotta let people know Hina got up very early for us. There's a 4-hour difference.
Yes. So we're only just going to show from the waist up.
Yes.
No, just kidding.
Yes. Yeah. So Hina's been up since 5 o'clock Las Vegas time to be ready to be with us here today. And
She's wiping her eyes out and stuff.
She doesn't look like she's looking like full of energy, as Bruce said. She's a vulcan of energy, and like by your entrance I saw like I'm smiling all the time because I'm so excited by your energy.
You have just made my morning, my day, and my entire rest of the week. Nana, I have family here from Tahiti, so they're leaving right now, so I apologize. I'm just saying Nana, which is goodbye in Tahitian. I think my dog is saying goodbye as well. So.
They're going back to Tahiti right now?
No, we unfortunately we have family members. One had passed away just out of the clear blue sky. So everyone is here.
Our condolences. Sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Okay.
But we're ones that we celebrate the life of our loved ones. And we send them with great aloha and and ya'aranas and sending them home to our family who have gone before them. So we celebrate the life.
On the other side, I'm celebrating with you right now. Okay.
Absolutely.
Is there a special dance that you do or something when that happens?
There is. We actually do some Tahitian dancing and singing. We are not ones that that are very quiet and composed and stuff. We are dancing, singing, talking about all the really great memories, and truly celebrating the life.
That's New Orleans. They call it the second line dance. And by the way, Mardi Gras just ended the other day.
Yes.
Right.
This past Tuesday.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Ash Wednesday,
You're
Tuesdays, the Mardi Gras. Have you ever been to New Orleans?
I have.
Did you work there too?
Town.
Did you work there?
I installed some equipment in that area, and I met with some of the people. In fact, one of the gentlemen that I met with, I used to work with at Caesars.
Oh,
during my
okay.
tenure with them.
We opened up Harris New Orleans there, the original one in the Municipal Auditorium, and the old Mahalia Jackson Theater was right there in what
Mm-hmm.
they call Congo Square, the Louis Armstrong Park.
Uh-huh.
Congo Square was the area where the actual jazz was created in that park, in Louis Armstrong Park. And the history
Uh-huh.
of that was back in the 1700s when the slaves were able to gather together. And I'm sure the historian's going to correct me on this, that they were able to gather like on Sundays and so forth. And the Africans were from different tribes. And so they would have these festivals, fiestas and whatever, not fiestas, but they were the social part of their gathering, play music and dance and sing. And because of the combination of the different cultures playing together, they created what we can now know as jazz. There's a lot of
Yes.
interpretation,
Oh, very cool.
things like that, So that was my experience in New Orleans, which I loved it. Lazy lay, bon temps roulé. Let the good times
Let the
roll.
good times roll.
Absolutely.
I loved it. I love
Yeah.
it.
So what's
Very
happening?
cool.
What's going on?
Oh, where do I even begin to start? Where would you even like me to start? So Bruce, I
Miguel, when's the
haven't
last
seen
time
you in years.
yeah, Miguel, when's the last time we saw you together? I think we met with you, I think, about a project.
Yes.
It was what, maybe a year, 2 years?
About a year ago,
Yeah.
we started talking to Hina about that project that was upcoming that Bruce and I were working on, and that's when we discussed about that your product, which I believe is wonderful. Hina works for NexGen, and they have a product that is coming to fill a necessity in the business, because in the times that we are today, with all the changes and the financial institutions and the regulations, it's getting harder to move money and to have money in a casino floor. So this is a product that can help out any casino, and any casino will be more than happy to have this on their gaming floor. But I'm not the expert on it. Hina is. So I want her to let us know exactly what the NexGen product does, and explain it to us.
Okay. Well, back in the day when I was the director of slot operations for Caesar's Palace, we always tried to figure out what type of technology would enhance our floor, reduce costs, right, and help with the labor of constantly doing the types of jobs or options that we would want our employees to really focus on their jobs to do. So NexGen Technology came out with a lot of the mindset of what can we do to enhance the floor and help with customer service. So one of them was our fast cash product, which you are able to purchase chips at the table without getting up and going to a standalone ATM or a full service kiosk. So we pretty much brought this standalone ATM to a table game to allow the casino patron to retrieve funds to purchase chips. So what we call is the fast cash units, completely 100% wireless, and you're able to use a POS, PIN debit card only. We did not do credit card cash advance type of transaction, because that required, a face-to-face transaction at this time. So we have found that where we have installed this product, we have uplifted the table by sometimes 30 to 50%. We went from an average of approved requested amount from $1,200 up to $5,000 to even a $10,000 amount. So we've seen quite a bit of acceptance from the table game casino patrons because of the fact we did it to where it was very user-friendly for all generations. We know that our millennials will get, the new technology, phones, applications, tablets, everything. But our baby boomers, which I'm part of, and the silent gen, they are ones that, here, just give me the phone. I just want to talk and I want to look at pictures. But to this day, my grandchildren go, Mammy, oh my gosh, just swipe to the right or swipe to the left. I'm like, okay, I got it. Right. It's like, but we have been able to say, if you have used your standalone ATM or if you have used a full service kiosk, you will be able to utilize the fast cash unit without any training, without any of us telling you how to use it.
Is
And
there
it has been very popular.
is there a cap on the amount? Because you said up to $10,000. So somebody can, if they wanted 50 grand, 100,000, if they had that available in their account, they can get
it.
unlimited amount of
However,
money.
we do have, yeah, the properties will set a max limit, and they can even set a minimum limit.
Mhm,
It's whatever the property would like to have. So I had one property that set the max to 10,000, and I
mhm,
had a property set the max to 5,000.
mhm.
So it all depends upon the property and the users. But we have found really great acceptance in the high limit rooms, and we have found some more accepting of utilizing this type of technology on the main floor outside of high limit.
So you mean to tell me I got butts in the seats that aren't going to get up and have to go to the ATM? They're going to be able to
Correct.
sit right at the
Especially
table.
when they have to double down.
Mhm,
If the dealer says you want to double down and they have no money left,
Mhm.
they go, oh man, can you save my seat? If it's a busy Friday night,
mhm,
some properties will, some properties will not, you
mhm.
know, and then instead they'll go, you need to go to the ATM, one moment, please. And we can hand it to them. And ours is not table specific. So you can use, when we say it's a mobile unit, it is a mobile unit, and it is 100% wireless, and it has its own internal printer.
Mhm.
And it's the
That's not
same
our
size.
own.
Yeah,
Go
it is the
ahead.
same size of as a regular credit card machine that you see in
Like
the
an
stores.
iPad or something.
Very much.
Could be, yeah.
It's no bigger than pretty much an Android or an iPhone. I'm actually very proud. I did find that some of our competitors out there saw our product, and
We saw it.
yeah, and
Yes,
we did.
they have, I don't want to say mimic copied, but you know, they
It was integrated into other software that was
Mhm.
that dealt with e-markers or something. That's and
Mhm.
they used an iPad thing in it, and that particular software was included.
right,
Different
which was
hardware.
it's brilliant. That is absolutely a brilliant idea. And
Mhm.
but you know, to be the first one out the gate, to be the
Mhm.
first one installed with a 100% wireless with its own printer and not have to be hardwired, I was very proud of the fact that we were the first out of the gate. And for us to be the first out of the gate for that product, we were also the first out of the gate to have a recycler type technology for a full service kiosk. So in the back of the house, they have the recyclers for all of the employee banks. So we took that technology and brought it to the front of the house. So we are able to reduce costs, reduce labor hours
Mhm.
by utilizing that front load aperture. And because we partnered with NCR, everyone who
Mhm.
uses Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, all know how to use that technology. So once again, we did not have to train casino patrons how to use our full service kiosk, and to see the reduction of costs and the
Mhm.
reduction of labor hours. I've just got high-fived by one of my properties that have our technology, and she went, you cannot believe how much time we save.
Mhm.
If it's a busy Friday night, they just top off. They do not have to take cassettes out and swap them out. They just top off the with just bringing out a strap of bills. They can do hundreds, 20s, 5s, and 1s together and just top off those cassettes, take that receipt and go back, instead of taking the cassettes that were swapped out, counting the funds, and then re-impressing those cassettes and then putting them back to as spare cassettes waiting to come out again.
Mhm.
So we have just really revolutionized what I call data technology. So if everyone is in these days today, everyone is going through these cashless solutions and
Mhm.
redoing their floors, but they're not thinking about those full service kiosks as well. So we took that recycler technology to help our casinos and potential casinos to say, look, here's how you can save labor. And with the short staffing that is going on in
Mhm.
quite a few areas,
A lot of
it
areas.
has really helped. In fact, one property said, I can reduce by 1 FTE. We have, in today's environment, you have to input the inventory each
Mhm.
time that you do an emergency fill, or you have to go out and, you know, fill an empty cassette. This
Mhm.
one is automated, so no more human errors. And the fact that it is the NCR technology for banks, we will never, ever dispense an incorrect bill, because we all know that sometimes hundreds get into the $1 cassette,
Yep.
and the one get into the $100 cassettes, right? And those bills absolutely 100% get dispensed because of the lack of technology that these units out there today do not have. But with ours, because it is a banking, if there is a $100 bill in the $1 cassette, it will never be dispensed to the customer ever because of that technology that the banks use. So we are very proud with our partnership with NCR, and it is really, I'm getting very busy these days.
Excited.
And is this system available internationally? I mean, or on the American market only, or any casino can implement this all over the world?
That's correct. Any casino can implement. And here's what's funny. NCR has had the recyclers out for years. And although people look at us as, oh, you guys are a young company, and young is like, yes, we've only been incorporated since 2017. However, we have 40 years plus gaming hands-on experience. So a lot of us have been there, done that, know the do's and don'ts, and we have seen what works and what does not work, especially myself, having worked as an operations, and then also working in the former companies that I worked in and had the pleasure of working in. I have seen our customers, some will get this technology like this. Some will say, no, right? And because of that, we, working in my company, my executive said, you are correct. We need to take the steps. Because remember when we were dropping coin and our customers came in and we started to do ticket in, ticket out. I remember that day when I converted my floor at Caesars, I got this. I want my coin.
I remember.
I'm not coming here.
I remember again. The last time I saw you, Hina, and you're not going to remember. You may not remember this, but it has stayed embedded in my mind like it was yesterday. We were in Tampa, and I'll mention names because the properties. It was Tampa Hard Rock. The last I had seen you, and I'm like, we were so happy to see each other and so forth, because previously it wasn't. I think the last time we saw each other was in Detroit at MGM. Yes. Because you wear so many hats. First of all, I don't know which hat you're wearing sometimes. I know you. I recognize you. I said, well, what hat are you wearing now? And so you were working with this cash company or something, and you were installing the kiosk for ticket in and ticket out. And so we're standing in front of this huge machine that had all these different buttons and gadgets, which was beautiful, beautiful, and it's still there today, all these kiosks. And you were explaining to me about when customers would insert their ticket to redeem their cash, it gave them hard bills, but it did not give them the change. The change came out in the ticket. And you explained it to me. You said, well, Bruce, it gives them back a ticket. And you know what that means? Because they'll actually, rather than going to the cashier and cash out for this 15 cents or 10 cents, they'll put it back in the machine and spend it, whatever. You know how much that makes for the casino? And that stood in my mind for all of these years. Hina says, look at you. You're a shark girl out there.
I was a forward thinker.
You were forward thinking.
Yeah.
That was the first time I actually saw that.
When ticket in, ticket out started, when we were converting our floor, it's like, what more can we do? How can we keep all of our customers, engaged, playing and doing all this? And, when ticket in, ticket out came in, they were like, we want our coin. But if you, to this day, right now, say, okay, we're going to convert the machines back to dropping coin, they will all scream at us, go, we want our ticket, right? So, back then, and that was quite a few years ago, everyone said, there's no way, Hina, no one's going to do this, that we're not going to do ticket generation in lieu of coin. He said, trust me on this.
Well, they can put the ticket in and get another hit, get another jackpot. They'll say, you know what, let me just put it in the machine on the way out. Bam. Yes. Oh my God. I just
Absolutely. Want another. It's all in the training, because you and I both know it is all in the training. If you get the acceptance with the employees, and then realize, oh my gosh, this does help our casino and
excellent.
Patrons, right?
Excellent.
And then when COVID hit, what was funny, they said, new technology, ticket generation in lieu of coin. And went, excuse me.
Yeah, it was excellent for all sides.
For quite some time, right? But due to COVID, now look at the acceptance, right? So ticket generation in lieu of coin and in lieu of cash, for me, it should have always been that way.
Ahead of its
because
time.
of the fact that, let's give them that slot ticket and let's get them back to playing, right? Instead of standing there. And that was one thing about our technology is in the world today. If you take a ticket, you have to put one ticket in, wait until the BV turns color, put another ticket in. If you have more than just one or two, right? And you had to wait. For us, if you have 5 or 6 or up to 10 tickets, just put them in one transaction and we will aggregate it and pay you in one time. You do not have to sit there and wait and insert. That's what I love about our technology, is that we thought of everything that our casino patrons are doing, but yet how can we enhance the casino floor? And that's what we're doing with all of our technology. And we decided to take one unit, which is our recycler, and make it a full service kiosk. We're also making it the same one, an employee or a team member kiosk to retrieve their banks, and the same kiosk to dispense jackpots. So we took one kiosk and gave it multiple features and functionalities instead of buying a separate jackpot unit, a separate employee bank, and a separate full service kiosk. One kiosk, one service provider, one vendor.
So it looks like, every casino needs to have it, no?
Absolutely. And that's why I'm getting busier and busier. It's like, okay. We got it. I got it.
There is one interesting area which I read in your, professional career, that you were working with openings of casinos, and it's pretty interesting for me because it's not so easy process. I mean, okay, once we have the building, the staff and everything, and then you need to bring people to the casino, the customers. So it's pretty complicated. What's the process? What makes it, how to make it a success, I would say, and what makes it that there are openings that are not so successful, and how do you approach this?
So so the ones that had a little bit of a challenge during their opening, right? Did you take a look at your environment and your surroundings and the people? And are those their favorite games, or is it your favorite game? So executives, are you building a casino for you, or are you building a casino for the environment and your casino patrons around you? Every casino that I go into, before I meet with everybody, I always walk the floor. And every once in a while, if it's allowable, I will play just to see the behaviors, because sometimes just watching a casino patron, playing, they go, what are you doing? Right. So I'll sit down and play, and I'll talk to them, and I'll say, how do you like this technology? Because if I try to see them use something and it's not working, I say, well, how do you like this? Right. So by knowing your environment and knowing your surroundings around you, I have seen so many successful, because I have seen all the executives do their due diligence and look, especially where that property would reside. Right. When we opened up MGM Grand Detroit, wow, talk about they built it, they came. Right. And then some other properties with Caesars, some of the properties that I saw them, same with Hard Rock, going through the casino. Now, within the employees, right, that was something new. Anybody that was brand new to the casino industry, they just went, I said, okay, everybody breathe, because it's very different. Because some people that have worked in a cage or have worked at Walmart's or, thing as cashiers, I said, it's a completely different environment. So just go slowly. Let's, I'll be here. Don't worry. We'll walk you through it. But just breathe. Right. So sometimes the success is all in that training and the marketing. The marketing. Really.
Yes. How to bring the customers to the casino. How to bring the customers to the casino.
Yes.
Where there is also a lot of competition, right?
There is. And it's just being prepared, because when they come, they have to have their card, right? They want to have their card. And what are my points, and how fast can I achieve these points? And what do I get to be the first to sign up for this? And, all of that. And it is all about the marketing and getting all of that word out. Sometimes when they say, hey, if you enroll prior to coming, again, baby boomers and silent gens say, what? They'll come to you. They still do that face to face, right? So
what are the current, what are the current tools, the marketing tools to bring people to casino? I don't know, like, you know, in other industries, like social media, of course, like promoting paid ads and etc. Like, what is specific for the casino industry?
Well, for me, as far as, you know, marketing, just marketing our stuff in at Caesars to market, I would go out and it wasn't just about flyers, because back in the day, social media really wasn't, you know, part of that, but it was TV commercials, it was billboards, and it is now social, you know, on your iPhone. When you do something, plug that in. Anything, well, magazines are gone, you know, these days, but when you're watching TV, plug that. Hey, you know, and it is a little bit expensive, but you know what, to bring and draw everyone in, right? And then getting to know your customers and environment. Do they like, you know, is it most of a Asian influence? Is it more of a Hispanic influence? So maybe for a grand opening, you're having you know, the top Latin singer, or you know, and same with Asia, if you're having that top, you know, Asian or Chinese or Japanese singer or entertainer, you know, bring them in. And some of the marketing ads that I have seen, wow, using some of the stars and the celebrities, perfect. But I did like the way stations did it. They came in and they did an amazing commercial, and it stuck, right? So
What was
and
it,
little
Hina?
jingles here and there.
What was it? What was the commercial? What did they do? I don't remember. Stations.
For station?
Yes.
Oh, it was brilliant. They had, it was not an actor. It wasn't someone that was highly known, but he came out and did an amazing job on all of those station products. And it wasn't that he was mimicking, you know, the other commercials with the celebrities and things, but he really did. I found that quite a few people, when I went to some of the station's properties, that really resonated with them, and it really got them to come in and, you know, play. And I have a daughter-in-law who had worked for one of the station properties, and she was saying, I don't know what happened, but she said, I had to go watch the commercial because I wanted to see what was going on.
It's two sticks that stick in my mind. First of all, there was Steve Wynn had one. I don't know, Miguel, you remember it because you worked for Steve Wynn. And then the other one was what happens here stays here in Las Vegas. That's, you know, that's just everybody. Yes. What happens here stays here. You know.
Well, do you remember the one when Cosmo, before they opened up, there were just little vignettes, and I went, and it was just a woman coming in, high heels, walking her dog, going into the elevator and closing, and that was it. And we're like, but it kept me going. What is this? What is this commercial about? What are we doing? And then it just boom, Cosmo, and I'm like, oh.
It's
brilliant.
Just building the excitement around.
What was Steve Wynn's?
What it is.
What was Steve Wynn's, Miguel? What was that he did? He said something.
We taped the Golden Nugget in Atlantic City, 3 or 4 different commercials. Sinatra was in one of them.
Yeah, that's right.
That Sinatra came to Steve Wynn and asked him, how do I get the over here? And
then
he
that's
pointed
right.
out, and he went in and here's a tip for you, and pinches cheek and says, you're good, kid.
Like he worked there. Like, I'm the owner.
Yeah, I'm the owner. Right. He gave him like a $5 tip. Keep up the good work, kid. And left.
I mean, all of the advertisements from my former employment with MGM and Caesars, it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
But
and
that's
using the Bellagio fountain, you know, as backgrounds and stuff like that. I mean, just absolutely brilliant.
I kind of wanted to cut in because when you said training, and Kasha, you asked that question also about, you know, how the employees and everything, and it resonated in my mind. I had to get this in. See, when I first met Hina, it was at opening MGM, and she was correct me if I'm wrong, you were the training director in human resources.
Yeah, they brought me from Las Vegas to help with the, with the training for all of the, what do we have? 8,500, something like that. I mean,
I
it
don't
was up in
remember.
the
It
top.
was a
Yeah,
temporary casino, but we were huge.
correct.
We were huge, and I
Correct.
started to say we didn't have competition because we were announcing that we were going to open in December or January of '99,
Mhm.
and we actually opened up in August. We beat the clock. We had
Correct.
all these press releases that, oh, we're going to open later, and there were two other properties that were going to open, and we had such an awesome opening team. That was
Mhm.
one of the hats that you were wearing, and then you transitioned over to the slot department.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, afterwards, yeah. Then after that, I ended up going over into Caesar's Palace as the director of slot operations there. But it Cynthia Kaiser Murphy
That's-
was because of her. She was the one that actually hired me, and
Mhm.
I literally during my interview just went, look, I don't think you want me in here, and I think I'm wasting all of your time. But thank you so much for the interview, because when they said we would like to have you as the division training manager for slots, cage credit collections, race and sports, and then and help in the mansion and in other areas, and I said, look. Race and sports, I think, is because you bet on some sports teams or horses. Slots, you pull a handle, and they go, "Oh, you can push a button pretty soon." I said, "See, okay, see what I mean?" And then I said, I think I get credit in collection, but is cage where they reside in? I was like, I don't know. I said, I'm so sorry. And see, they just laughed at me. You're right. But I do remember the vice president of slots at that time, because I finished my I actually had to train on a subject that they gave me. And when I was done, they had talked to me and said, we'd like to have you for this training position versus food and beverage. And I went, and I just remember that VP of slots just went, oh, I want her right now. And
Mhm.
went, no, wait, you can't say that. You just can't say that, not yet, right? But thanks to everyone, they said, no, we really like the way that you train in, and we want that. So ever since then, it has just been nonstop for me, because I
Mhm.
get it, and
Mhm.
I understand it, and
But it
it's
is
very
something that
important.
it is not the same now anymore. Now they
No.
post the position, and HR has got the hold on and they want to bring to the executive that is looking for a person to fill a position. They want to bring you a candidate that fits HR's mold, and it doesn't work like that. If I as an executive, if I'm in charge of an operation and I'm looking for a type of person that I need, and I find that person, even what I might know the person from a previous place where I worked, or that person comes highly recommended by somebody that I trust, and I tell them, look, this is the person that I want. Just process them and bring them on board. I need them now. And they says, oh no, we have to post, we have to interview, we have to do this. Says, listen, I don't have time to go through all that. This is the person that I need. Process them, bring them to my floor, because this is what we need. And it has changed a lot.
Mhm.
It's not the same as it used to be. I'm not saying that it was better then, or that it's better now, or that it's worse now. But somewhere in the middle, it's got to be a medium where we can say, okay, this is where we compromise and bring in the right person for the right job.
Mhm.
We're not just bringing a person because he's a female, or because
Right.
it's a Hispanic guy or a black guy. We need to bring a qualified person on board
Right. I
that can do
completely
the job.
agree. Completely agree. 100%. 100%.
Well,
Hina,
see,
Hina,
I'm sorry.
you have mentioned before, like, very important and interesting thing, that once you're opening a casino, you need to think like if you are opening this for you or like for the customer, right?
Mm.
Right.
And it's crucial, like, because it's like when you are thinking about the customer, then you are designing like everything for the customer, from the games that you are putting into the casino, the marketing, where it's placed, how is the message through the advertising also. And like, so who is the typical casino customer, or like, does it differs from one casino to another, or there is a one typical one? Who is the customer of the casino? Who is this person? Mm.
This person is someone who wants to be, well, we have different segments. Okay.
Mhm.
So your millennials will want something different, right?
Okay.
Your baby boomers, because if you're, so let's think age difference. Your baby
Yeah.
boomers will want something different, and your silent gens, right? Very similar to, and Bruce, agree or disagree, but table game because patrons completely different
Mhm.
than slot
Mhm.
players, completely different.
Oh,
right?
wow.
And there is a difference in the age group as well, and same with poker, right?
Mhm.
So for us, the casino patron is in the baby boomers and the silent gen. They're the ones that they usually go to their certain game, or they usually go to a certain table game, or even a certain employee.
Even jurisdictions, though, are different.
Correct.
Games in certain we used a graph.
Regulations, yeah.
We did a graph with Jeff Hall, who is the games inventor. We did a comparison with Casino War and Free Bet. Well, it was a comparison here, and Casino War didn't perform well, didn't get much acceptance from the guests. But in another market, Casino War was the highest win per unit on the whole floor space. And, the same with Caribbean Stud, maybe in the Midwest or something. So it depends where you're from, where the culture is, and what kind of games they want, what type of entertainment somebody wants versus what the entertainment
Correct.
culture. No, that's not your dog. It's my dog.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
That's your dog barking. That's your dog barking, Miguel. Oh, no,
I'm so sorry.
Casa has
I
a
don't
dog
have
too.
one. I don't have one anymore.
Casa has a dog too barking.
I apologize on that one.
No, it's my dog. My dog's name is Harry.
It's
Yours
no
is
big deal.
yours is Rex.
most-
Mine's Harry.
Sorry.
Hey Harry, shut up.
Dogs nowadays are a necessity. You gotta have them.
Chemo's
Harry.
not happy that I
Harry.
was
Have them.
and
Be
made
quiet,
him stay
Harry.
in another room.
Come on.
They bring peace and joy to your
Yeah.
life.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry
Mine,
about that.
unfortunately, my last one passed away a few months ago, and but I always had them, and I always will. I'm
Yeah.
just taking a little break, and then I'll come back to it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Hina, I'd
Yeah.
like to bring you back to what you're doing today. Your product, NexGen. I know that it brings the expertise on it, and increases the speed of the game per se, because there is no stoppage. Now, when it comes to the drop
Mhm.
on the tables, have you guys done any studies that tells us what percentage has increased? Because I know definitely the drop will increase because of the speed of it and the easiness of being right there at the table, that the customer
Correct.
doesn't have to get up, doesn't have to go somewhere else, doesn't have to go to the cage to get a cash advance on his credit card, or a withdrawal from his ATM card. And it
Correct.
doesn't have to go to an ATM. It's right there.
Right.
How much have you seen the drop increased on any property that you have brought your product in? Because that's the main goal to a casino, is the drop. You have
Right.
to bring the drop up. If there is drop, of course, the win percentage is going to increase too.
Right. Right. So the drop we have seen in one property in particular, that was the one that went from an average of approved and requested amount of from 1,200 up to 5,000 to 10,000.
That's per
requested,
customer?
approved. That was an average, right?
Okay.
So they literally went from, a monthly of 250 to 300,000 to now we're at 600,000 and above, right? And the VP of slots absolutely just went, "You've got to be kidding me." And I said, "Look, adaption, that's all it is, and to say, it's all about your personnel to say, hey, if you need to double down, here's our unit." But we have seen it increase between 30 to 50% to even higher, right?
Wow.
Some of the data they will absolutely 100% share, but I will send them their data that we have, and they also have that available to them. But I break it down just a little bit more for them, because of the fact that as an operator, I want them to see their top players. I want them to see their top players as a history or that visit alone, right? And by doing that, they realize that, wait, I thought this person was always what I call a B-rated player, right? So it's like they only played, maybe $5,000 or $10,000 all the time. So I never really paid attention to them. That's because they were either playing with their rated card, but you never knew about the debit or the credit card cash advance, the financial portion of it.
Yeah,
Let's
true.
pay attention to that, right?
Yeah.
So when I provide all of those statistics and then analysis and the management and the data, and it's their own data, and then they would match it up against their CMS system, which I don't have, privilege to. They just go, "Oh my God, Hina!" And I said, "Ta-da!" Right? Same with ticket generation in lieu of coin, right? I said, "Hey, do me a favor." Run your, I just did this recently. I said, run your slot system. Here are the tickets that were generated from the report I pulled. You tell me how much of this. So let's just say it was, I ran it for a 48-hour period, and let's just say it was $2,000 in coin, right? I said, how much of this was in there? Went back into the slot machine, and she pulled that report. She goes, "You are not going to believe this." And he said, a little bit over half, maybe, whatever. And I said, whatever that amount was, even if it was only $100, that $100 would have walked outside of your building. You realize that, right? Once you drop coin, that walks out of your building. True. So now we just not only increased your, we increased your handles per minute, we increased your coin in, we increased the, your EBITDA at the end of the day. So operationally wise, it's like, let's get this technology, and it's just those reports to show you this is what this technology is doing. And it's very user-friendly and easy, to
highly affects their utilization, because with a higher utilization, the limits are going to change on the tables, basically.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So you can price your games accordingly, because now that there's more cash flow, that the bankers have increased, and that is the goal. I mean, you want to groom the player to keep growing. That's player development. You have to develop the guy that comes in with $1,000. You want to bring him to $5,000, and once he's in $5,000 and comfortably there in that spot, you want to get him to $10,000. If we can offer to them the ability to do it fast right at the table and doesn't have to get up, because once you get up from the table, in my experience, a player is hot while he's playing there at the table. Once he gets up and has to walk like a few feet away, immediately he starts cooling off. It's not the same.
No, it is not.
To turn around and come back is not going to be the same situation. It's going to be now like a different session per se.
Right.
I got up. It's only been 10 seconds, but this is session 2 now.
Right. Well, this was what I was so passionate about when I was the director at Caesars. When we converted our floor, and now I was designated by Caesars to say, okay, because of MGM and your training background, we would like you to be the one to select, a ticket redemption vendor. I did, and during that time, it was also, I realized that they came and said, hey, what do you think about placing financial services onto a ticket redemption unit? I said, I would love it. However, please have it do this, this, and this, and this, because I do not want a customer standing there. They want to redeem a ticket to go back and play, or they say, here, honey, here's $20. I'm going to take the rest of it. You go do your thing. I don't want someone going, how much money do I want? And then as they're looking at their balance and they're doing this when I need somebody to get, to the floor. But the more that I was looking at, I said, you know what? All of our ATMs, shame on us, director of slot operations, shame, or even VP of slots, shame on us for allowing those standalone ATMs to be on the peripheral of the floor. Now, there are jurisdictions that do not allow gaming to be on the floor.
Here in Punta Cana.
That, right?
Yeah.
But for those who have that, why are we left that money on the peripheral of the floor, making us take all of our casino patrons off of our gaming floor to go get money? I said, absolutely. I said, okay, put the ATM onto the ticket redemption machines. The ticket redemption machines are on my floor at the end of the banks in a pod. I don't care. It is now on my casino floor. So that way I do not have to have my casino patrons leaving my casino floor and saying, oh,
Miguel,
never
we need
mind,
some
let's go
next.
home.
We need next gen stock, Miguel.
Absolutely, but imagine, imagine how it would have been if we had this technology
And Casa.
back in 1990 when we opened the Taj Mahal, which was the largest casino in the world with 5,000.
Did you guys
machines.
both work at the Taj Mahal?
We did.
Yes! Did you work at the Taj?
I did, of course.
Oh my gosh. My former president was at the Taj along with one of my very good friends. She was I believe she was vice president of tables at the time. Mark Giuliano became the president at the time a while back.
I remember that name.
I love him. I have loved every single solid, truly magnificent men and women who have really
Well, I didn't know you were in Atlantic City. Wow, that's interesting.
Yes.
I mean,
I even opened up a couple of properties over there too that
Did
we
you
all
really?
once worked with and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah,
Wow.
I've been around.
Going
This
go-
old broad
been
here
around,
has
you've
been
been
around.
around.
going back to in our young days that we are, but going back to NexGen, there's a lot of artificial intelligence that is now developed now in the casino technology side and slot machines, especially slot machines, slot operations. Are there any kind of banking laws or anything that restrict you from delving into other parts? Like, say, is there an integration software in slot machines where you can debit your card right on the slot machine without getting up from the seat playing slot machines?
Yes.
Didn't I see something like that?
Yeah, and quite a few of my competitors out there are doing that today, right?
It's just too easy to get your money.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people think. Oh, they just want to get your money.
Yeah.
So I quite a few for this last 3 or 4 months, as I've been out traveling, I have seen our competitors' products out there, and I have seen some of the casino patrons using them or not using it. Like I said, the millennials will get it like this, but I did see just recently where a millennial actually used his phone and couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. Right? I knew why, but I didn't. I just wanted to see what he would do. And then I saw a baby boomer and a silent gen. The silent gens they're not interested in that at all. They want their cash. They want to play with that. Every once in a while, you will get somebody in their 70s go, oh yeah, I got this down pat, right? But during COVID, the millennials were moving home. And during COVID, the baby boomers and the silent gen were getting their checks every month. Whether if they retired, right? So our technology is for all ages, all generations, all users, and learning curves. So those who speak a different language, once again, it's different learning curves, right? So we made sure that all of our technology, we're doing it by steps. Because remember when coin was dropping, they didn't like it, but now they do, right? But it took time, right? So when when Tito hit all of the casinos, right? And no one was dropping coin anymore. Okay, but it didn't happen overnight. It took years before Tito was 100%. It is going to take years for the cashless 100% all the way across the board.
Casa Tito is ticket. Tito is ticket in, ticket out. It's an acronym.
Yeah, so I'm so sorry about that. Yeah,
it's okay.
I remember when I first introduced Tito in South America at Conrad in Punta del Este, Uruguay. That was back in 2007. We bought the Valley system and we started progressively changing the machines. We started with only 100 of our machines, and we wanted to see how people would react. At the beginning, some people were skeptical that it would work, but once we were 100% on the floor, and the next season came around, the season where we made 65% of our money, we made it in 45 days for the year. And when the season came around, our drop and win incremented like 75%. And I remember being in a meeting and the financial guy asked me, what's going on? Why is this happening? This is why is this jumping so high? I says, listen, right now, if you go to a casino that only has coins, you have to see that the person has to reach out into the hopper, bring their coins and drop them one at a time and align them. And then again and again and again, that takes time. So if you add a second every time they do that, by the end of the day, it's going to be a half hour. So that's half hour of play that you lost. With Tito, the person comes in, slices bills in. You can do them all at the same time. You came in with $1,000, you slide them all in. That's it. After that, you're just playing. And what another thing that we notice is when people used to pick up a bucket and put all their coins in and had 2 buckets, carry them through the floor.
Right.
Most of the time they went to the cage and cashed them because it was uncomfortable. You know, like, let me find another machine, sit down, put them down and start feeding coins in. Opposed to that, with Tito, they press a button and a ticket came out. They said, I'm going to leave. But then you start going around and you start hearing bells, a jackpot over here, a jackpot over there. And what did you do? You sat down and slid that ticket right back into another machine and started playing. So it incremented tremendously and they couldn't figure out why until I told them that. Said, that's what's happening. The people are playing longer now. They're giving you more time on device than they were doing before.
I will never forget when we converted our floor, and Celine Dion and Elton John were our headliners, right? And I remember that a gentleman said, "Well, what am I supposed to do with this?" As he cashed out, he goes, "Where's my coin?" He said, "Sir," and he goes, "Yeah," and he said, "Are you going to play after you finish with the show?" And he said, "Yes." He said, "Put it in your pocket. When you come out of your show, that will be your beginning ticket and you will be able to play 100%. No more taking coin and going to the cage or going to my booth, because we had booth cashiers at the time. Remember those? And carousels, right? And so he went, "Thank you very much." And off he went. And I did see him because I made it a point to, because I wanted to find him again.
And change cards.
And he absolutely put his ticket back in and began to play. And he said, "Hey, he goes, I thought I wouldn't like it, but this is a great idea."
All the jobs you took. How dare you?
Well, that is something.
The change card
that did hurt a little bit.
I used to make extra money.
We lost the change people.
Hey, in Atlantic City, I was able to I used to be able to sell change on this. I was a dealer.
My days off,
I can go sell change at Harris.
All that disappeared.
All of the employees today, all they're doing is swapping out, paper. So they're sliding out paper. I said, if you go back in the day, and it really wasn't that far, but 20 years is far in the generations these days. But I said, people were slinging coins, bags of coins, cans, where you're racking it like this. I mean, you could go and fill a hopper,
the change card.
All this stuff. Yeah, the change cards were pushing it through the casino. And then you had the girls in the carousel above the slot machines going, "Did you need change? Did you need change?" I mean, it was
handing coins down. Remember
the
train at the end of the night, the train? To pick up all this coin, there was a train. There was an actual train that would come on the casino floor, and you had guys with muscles and belts and all that pick up the buckets because the coins were in buckets and they weighed over 75 pounds.
Wow.
Back in that day, and I was one of them. And
the good old days. The good old days.
Coin. We changed our coin. I'm like, really? So we had to, half the floor we're shutting down and we're taking all that coin out and then putting all the coin
back in.
And do you remember, Bruce and Miguel, the coin comparator? You had to put that in and you're going, okay. Right. And you just went, okay, one of these days coins have got to go away. And then when ticket came, it was like, hallelujah. Like, woo, no more doing this. It was amazing. And then even in Detroit with the coin dropping, because we had that coin tray, we would have people who did not leave the casino for a good 24 to 48 hours.
Mhm.
So that tray
Uh-huh.
was used for other things. So, I mean,
Yes.
I was just really glad when all of that was
Yes, yes,
gone away.
yes,
Gone away.
A few years
Oh,
ago,
yeah, that was horrible. It was like, oh, you know, the restroom is just right there.
yes, yes.
Oh.
a few years ago, somebody experimented because they say they were missing the sound of the coins clinking and
Yes.
dropping on the bucket
Yes.
on the hopper.
Mhm.
Somebody came up with the idea that when the slot hit, you could hear that sound, and they did it. Resorts in Atlantic City did it, and then it went away. Apparently, they weren't that keen on it, and the new generation didn't like it that much.
Mhm.
But everything has been tried because a lot of people say, "Oh, I miss the sound of the
Yeah.
coins dropping in the hopper underneath."
I know that Casa wants to get in, but Casa, you have to hear this story. You know, Miguel just mentioned Resorts Casino. Actually, that's the casino I mentioned in another segment, episode with Henry, where you couldn't get in the casino without a jacket, a suit jacket.
Yeah.
You know, it was
Yes.
very aspirational and everything. So that was the only casino in the city at the time. So
The first one.
imagine this, Casa. People are on the tables playing or their slot machine, and they didn't want to get up because if they got up,
They would lose it.
they would
Someone
lose their
else.
spot, right?
Wow.
Yep.
So they would actually do their business. You know what I mean? In
Yeah.
English, they would do their
Right
business
there.
right there
Yeah. Oh,
Right there in the
Right.
coin tray.
in the coin tray,
Coin tray, a
No.
bottle,
A drink.
glass.
oh.
a glass, a coin
Yeah.
bucket.
These are those secret topics about the casino.
A water bottle.
Directors
and
on
that
operations
was-
did
that was
do not
normal.
share, right?
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
normal.
And
Mhm.
if we could only tell you just some of the things that take place, you just kind of go, okay.
That's the
Right.
elegant part of the business.
I remember being a baccarat
Yeah,
dealer
maybe
I don't know what to say.
at the Golden Nugget.
We
The Golden
seriously
Nugget.
cannot
Yes.
make this stuff up.
That's normal.
I
Yeah.
had a booth cashier call me and she goes, you have to come here right now. And so I'm like, all right. So I get there and she goes, look, and she had dumped the coin into her coin counter or, the coin sorter. And I look, I go, what is that?
No.
She goes, guess. And so I
No.
leave, I'm like, okay, where's the customer? And I turn around, I said, and I called security right away because he decided,
No.
yes, in that coin
Jesus.
cut.
Well, I'm not surprised.
How would I say it? Sexually relieve himself.
Oh,
In a coin
wow.
Oh,
And
Here's-
I said, out now.
Here's one more, and I'm
Yeah.
done. I'll let you say what you're going to say, Casa, but here's one more. That they don't want to get up from the table, or you have people standing in line, they want to get to the table, right?
Yeah.
A craps table, they're shooting dice. A guy has a heart attack. He goes down.
Oh, that was great.
That was great. I don't know.
So we have
They-
plenty of those
they,
stories.
They go down, and and they'll say, "Come on, get a roll," and somebody would stop. Getting a roll means shoot the dice. So the next number,
dice.
'cause
Keep 'em
people-
rolling.
People want to go. Come on, what's the next number? Next number. A guy goes down. They're like,
Oh,
"Don't worry, move his coins, move his chips out of the way," and somebody would step over him and
Yeah.
take their place while they're
Take
laying
the
on the
spot.
floor. They're
Take
laying
the
on the
spot.
floor. I'm not exaggerating.
oh, this
and-
is
No.
crazy.
And the
I-
medics-
At the Golden Nugget,
The medics will come. They're working on them, pressing on them chests
Yeah.
while the dice are rolling, and
Yeah.
somebody's standing
Yeah.
over top
They're
of them
not, and they're
playing.
not moving. They're not
They didn't
moving.
stop
Not
a beat.
moving.
We had a dealer at the Golden Nugget that was on
oh,
base.
wow.
On base. I
True.
was actually sitting at the baccarat table. It was a dead game, and all of a sudden I see chips flying up in the air. I says, "Damn, there is a fight there at the craps game." It wasn't a fight. The dealer had a heart attack, and he had chips in his hand. And when he fell back, he threw them up in the air. And
Get another dealer.
get another
Quick.
dealer. People start get another dealer. Get another dealer. Keep them rolling. Keep them rolling.
Get the dice. Move the dice. Smooth the
The
dice.
boxman gets up, gets in there, and starts dealing the game, and they didn't miss a beat.
No.
Wow.
The dealer was on the
But-
side, and
Somebody
they were-
missed a
they were-
beat, Miguel. Somebody missed a beat.
Yeah, well, he did. But the customers, the table didn't miss a beat, and they were doing the CPR on him. Unfortunately, he passed away, and but the
Yeah.
game never stopped. Never stopped.
Yeah.
But
That
well,
was, that was
I
the way it
mean, like,
was.
I'm
You
speechless.
seem a little bit
Well, no,
distraught
but
now.
like it's interesting. Like, but so it's a huge engagement. I mean, like from the customer
Hey,
side. I
yeah,
would
that's
say.
that's a unique experience again.
Exactly, that's a unique experience. But like, what especially like people are so much interested. I mean, is it the game? Is it the
Yeah,
atmosphere of the
cash.
casino? Or,
Cash.
Like, I mean,
It's all about the
Cash.
why
cash.
they are like crazy?
It's all
Cash.
about
just
the
want to
cash.
keep
Hey,
playing.
hey,
Cash,
Hina,
like the money,
what was the
like,
acronym? Cash.
because it's like
Comfort, action, shot to win, hospitality.
Exactly.
Cash.
Exactly.
Yes.
Mm.
Well,
The
back in
money.
the day, they had to soak the money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Way back in the day, the cashiers
Wash
had
it.
to take ivory soap and soap it because for the table games, guys, because that it was cash at the day, right? So that they could separate the bills easily.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it would look like almost like a cocaine
was
field
wax.
back there because of all the white flecks
Yeah.
that were flying through. And
That's
I
way,
mean,
way before
it's
my
crazy.
time, Hina. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah,
Jesus.
oh yeah.
You're
No,
dating,
I remember that.
you're dating yourself there. I don't know about
Yeah.
that.
Okay,
Jesus.
okay, I am
Watch
like
it.
way
Watch
older
it.
than
Watch
that.
watch it. Watch out.
Hey, but you
see
said
now-
but you said that it's cash,
No, you're
right?
not.
But
No, you're not, by
many
the way.
many wealthy people are playing in the casino. It's not like really that cash that is attracting them, no? Like I mean,
Yeah.
It actually
it's a
is,
thrill.
because they don't need.
because
I mean,
Someone-
they
someone
don't need
would-
money. They don't
Adrenaline.
need. Yeah, the
Adrenaline rush,
Yeah,
the rush.
Yeah,
And some
yeah,
people
Rush.
do need the money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
the money. There have been times that I've had to have an escort, one of our casino patrons escorted out because of the fact that he's like, just one more time. I just need to double this so I can pay my bill.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, go home.
Well, in Atlantic
Yeah.
City, we used to close
Then
at
go home.
4 in the morning. So at 4
Yeah.
a.m. it was tough to get the last shooter. The
Yeah.
guys would roll for another 45 minutes, and
Yeah.
other people that are supposed to be leaving because their table's closed or the slot section's closed. They're
Had to hang
gathering.
around.
They're gathering to that one table that's still hot, and they want to get in because they want to still play. They don't want to leave.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So that was something else.
Yeah. I mean, if we could just say all the stories,
Mhm.
if all of us could get together.
There's
Okay,
tons of
well, let me
stories.
stop that one.
There's a story that Kasha and I were talking about earlier that we heard about you, Hina. Okay. Someone, yes, we had promoted that
Oops.
you were going to be on the show today.
Okay.
In fact, it was on LinkedIn. We had the nice, the promo, and people were popping in like crazy. They were excited that
Yeah.
Hina Reed, oh, she's the best. Oh, my girl Hina. Oh, all of the different, quick little sayings people were saying. I said, man, people know Hina because you are so well respected in this industry, Hina.
Mhm.
You are
Aw.
We had
so
great
well.
reactions about you.
We were excited just talking about you, and I think Miguel had just met you when we were speaking about the Uruguay project. But
Yeah.
I've known you for years, and I mean, you are a unique person, and I'm not just telling you that because you're here. I'll be
thank
honest with you. You're very unique. You've always been very professional and classy. And I have to say this: when that company, I forget who you said, Caesars were interviewing you, and you didn't know or have experience in that area, the reason why you were hired is because of your personality. And for those people who are listening or watching, that's what this business is all about. So it's opening properties when we recruited in different jurisdictions that when we interview people, we knew from the time that you walked through the door, not just you, anybody, whether we were going to hire you for that position or not, from your appearance and your personality. You didn't have to know anything about gaming business. And Kasha, that's good for you to know. You didn't have to know anything about the casino business. But if you had personality, we were going to be, you were in. Because we feel that we can train most anybody,
Mhm.
anything. We can teach you the skill, and we have skilled instructors and teachers and trainers. But we can't teach you your personality. We can't. That comes from your mother and your father. That comes from home, your personality and where you come up and your upbringing. So that's why that you were so successful in your career, Hina, because of your personality. You're vibrant. You're
Strength,
shine.
It's vibrating, like I feel
your
it.
power, but the secret we heard about you, people says, ask her about Tahitian dancing. They said you are the worst Tahitian dancer out there. So I'm putting you on the spot right now. The absolute worst. Wasn't that Kasha? Wasn't that somebody say that?
Somebody from
probably
Tahiti's got to be
someone
real
who
good at
What are,
dancing.
what are you going to do about that? You going to let me
is
get away
probably
with
somebody
saying
goes,
that?
I'm dropping the gauntlet and the gauntlet is down.
Bring it.
Um,
Bring it.
So yes,
Bring it.
I do Tahitian dancing. I do the tamure. Just a really quick
You want some
story.
background music?
Just a real quick story. Back in the day when I used to be the food and beverage director for the Nabisco Dinosaur LPGA in Rancho
Dinosaur?
Buenos.
No,
Yes.
you're
Yes.
way before my time. You were doing
Yes.
it.
I love Dinah. She was
Me
an
too.
amazing
Me
woman.
too.
Very elegant.
Me
Very
too.
elegant.
Yes.
Yeah, so I met a lot of people there, but we had a food show, an annual food show, just like with gaming, you have a G2E. So we had one of the largest food shows, and I went to, it happened to be in Long Beach, and we were invited to Opus one. And then we went to Lowry's for a dinner, and we had, I think, like a 30 some odd piece orchestra. They started to play the Hawaiian war chant. This Polynesian said, okay. And I grabbed all the linen napkins, tied them in a knot, put them around my waist or my hips, jumped out on that dance floor, took off my shoes and did the Hawaiian war chant and cleared the floor.
Do you have any
Cleared
napkins?
the floor.
Are there any napkins
To me,
available?
It didn't matter because I'll never see these people ever again, except for the next day when the show ended. The next day, so we went to around. They go, "Hey, are you that girl that was doing that?"
Is it you?
Hawaiian dance?" And I went, "Did you like it?" And they said, "Yeah." And I said, "Okay, I was."
That was.
If you didn't like it, it was not me.
Do you have any napkins handy?
It was not me at all.
Do you have any, do you
So,
have any
yeah,
handy?
I just happened.
Go Hina, go
I just
Hina,
happened to
go
have
Hina,
Wow.
go
my
Hina.
So yeah, so
Go Hina,
this is the
go
first time that
Hina.
you guys are going to see something like this because I normally don't
Oh,
I don't exactly know how
go ahead.
how
You gotta lean the
how much
laptop
you
down.
can see
You gotta
right?
you gotta lean the laptop down.
or what. Oh,
Come on.
that's funny. You need to put that
Hercules,
laptop down.
Hercules, Hercules.
Lower the laptop.
Hercules,
Okay, let me see
Hercules.
if I can do it. If
Come
I
on.
can do it.
Come
Like,
on. Can I beat
see.
when we beat the chest for some music?
So like there, you guys see?
A little more, Hina. I'm not being too forward here when I say we want to
Try
see
not
trying to
to-
see the dance, okay? For those people that are being wise butts.
So is that it?
Okay. Yeah.
That's okay there.
That's good.
Kind of?
That's good. Yeah.
More.
So if you do it, you go like this. Okay?
That's amazing.
Awesome. That was great.
Wait,
That was
but no,
great.
my
That's
camera,
amazing.
the camera was off. Can you do that again? No, seriously, it was off. No, it was off. It went off.
No.
Casa.
I know.
You know what?
I know. You hate me.
I don't
know.
hate you.
Yeah.
But it was
I-
excellent. It was excellent. Excellent.
Thank you. Not bad for a 60-year-old.
That was great. That was it. My goodness. So we had to put that in there too. I wonder what.
She can shake it. She can shake
I
it.
wonder what kind of feedback we're going to get from that now. Oh, our ratings just went through the roof.
Probably say,
roof
do
is
not
on.
buy anything from Hina. Do not buy
The roof is
anything
on
from her.
fire. Let
Yeah.
it
No,
burn.
definitely now.
Yes.
Definitely now. They're gonna say, I only buy if you give us the dance.
Yes.
That's what I would do.
Yes.
It's
yes.
I'll buy your product, but you gotta come in and do the dance.
Mm-mm.
Hey, every Friday is an Aloha Friday. It's always, it's always a Tahitian celebration somewhere, somehow.
We should have made it. We should have made a bet. We could have made some money on that one. Shoot.
Yeah. Well,
Hina.
the next time we get together, we're going to start jamming on the piano since I have that one over there. So
Yes.
I thought, we're gonna have to do some jamming here, Mr. Bruce.
Do you
A
know?
jam session.
Do you know
We'll do it.
Jeff Hall was on here last episode, and we have to
I
post this
saw
stuff.
it.
And
And
he
he
was playing.
played the. Oh my God! What did he play? Some Ed Sheeran or something?
I
Yeah.
think yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Although he
Yeah.
does it at the wrong time at the parties, but that was your moment. Was, oh my God, you took it to another level. I tell you, every time we have a guest on here, there's another surprise.
There is,
This is-
know?
well, that's what makes this show entertaining. I mean, that we're not just
Absolutely.
going to sit here and be with a stone face and try to go
Yeah.
through the same motion every week.
Right.
It's going to
this is
be
how we are creating the
it's
unique
regular people.
experience.
It's regular people. Yeah, it's going to be unique. It's going to be unique,
Man.
as Cashin would say. Yeah.
Guys,
See, that's what happens when you have a woman on the show.
Yay!
Well,
Yes.
now that you mentioned that, believe it
Amazing.
or not, you've done something today that is not going to be, it cannot be replicated. You're going to carry that with you for until the end of time. You were the
Yes.
first female guest on this podcast,
yes.
and we're all glad that you were the one, and it's been
Yes.
very entertaining, and your knowledge of the casino business is far out there than many other people would do. It's been great to have you here with us today.
Oh, thank you.
Be
Hand over
blessed.
my heart. It was an honor for me. I cannot.
I'm hugging
express
you. I'm hugging you.
it. I cannot.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Bisous, mwah, bisous, mwah.
Mwah, mwah.
Gros bisous.
Yaudena, Yaudena.
Beso, en beso. mwah,
Beso
mwah.
mucho, beso mi mucho.
Yes.
You're not the first woman for any particular reason. It's not, it's just the way the rotation went,
no.
but it's just an honor that it happened to be you. So we're fortunate that it's you, period, and that we do have a strong relationship that's going to continue to build. And
Absolutely, yes.
next time we get together, we're going to all surprise you with some napkins around our waists. And I'm already got to move here and stuff. You know what I mean? Did you hear the? Did you hear the background?
Yep, I did. I did. That's
Was
why I
that-
was able to do that.
Was that Tahitian? What's the Tahitian groove like?
Yeah, Tahitian is the tamure. Hawaiians do the hula, but Tahitians
With a
do the
ukulele,
tamure.
what instrument do they use? With the wood,
They
the,
use
the log?
No, they use the wooden
ukuleles,
log.
ukuleles,
Yeah.
the drums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the wooden sticks that you guys would see that are hollowed out.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That's us. That's our culture. That's the
Okay,
Tahitian.
I gotta get some wooden stick. I got my mother.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, all right, got that.
Okay, look at you.
Hey,
Mm,
We need to one day, we need to invite all the guests that are playing and etc. And who will, create a band playing.
we should
it would be
create
cool,
the
no?
first
Yes.
casino
Yeah.
band.
Casino band.
you know what, Miguel?
It would be amazing. It would be
Casa,
amazing.
we had to make sure Hina is included in when we do that group. When we do our groups, we're going to
Yeah,
have
the round table.
we want to have
the
a round
Round
table
table. Yes, yes.
of
A discussion panel, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I will get up on that round table and do the tamure.
No. Don't-
Yes,
you will not. You will not. That's for another show. Okay. That's
Yes.
right.
And I
No,
will dance some salsa.
you can do. What's,
Yes.
well, are we gonna have
Yes.
are we gonna have chips with that or what?
Yak. Do not quit your day job. Do not quit your day job.
All right. Okay. I do have a joke though. I do have a
Okay.
joke,
Yeah.
but I don't remember it.
Oh,
Now the jokes I know I can't really tell, and we don't want to go there and let the show get downhill. I think we have a good. Hina, you're going to come back and visit us again. I'm sure.
Yes.
Because
Absolutely.
we can spend more time with you, and that we can't thank you enough for taking time out to spend time with us and to give us more credibility because just having you associating with you and you allowing us to peer into your behind the curtain to know who Hina Reed is and things like that is a special opportunity for us, and we really appreciate that.
Thank you.
yes,
Thank you
Hina,
for
like-
the opportunity.
Hina,
Hina,
I'm
how-
truly impressed by your energy, by your personality, and there is so much to learn from you, from your experience. That really, I want to stay in touch with you.
Definitely will.
Please give me a
100%.
call.
Yeah. Yeah. Hina, how can anybody get in touch with you if they're interested in NexGen? They want to reach out to you.
Oh,
give us if you want to give us your contact information here, so they can reach out and talk about your product and maybe some tambourine lessons.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so
if
for
they want
tambourine
to.
lessons, just call. No, I'm just kidding. My phone number is 702-595-4277. My email address is Hina, Hina, at NexGen with a hyphen technology.com. I would love to discuss more on any of our products and services that would be able to enhance their floors. And what I always say is we are revolutionary. We're a revolutionary company that took dated technology and brought it to where it should be today.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm sure that you're going to get a lot of calls.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you again, everyone, for the
Thank you.
opportunity to
Thank
be
you
on
a
your
lot.
show. I
Thank you.
truly appreciate it.
It
I
was
don't
an
want you
honor
to-
to have you here.
Such an honor.
I can't
Bruce,
I can't
love you,
believe.
love you.
No, I love you more.
You and I
I love you
girl,
more.
Thank you.
girl, we got it.
No,
Thank
And
you for
No.
being with
Miguel,
us.
Miguel, mi amor.
Pleasure.
you're
Thank you, Hina. It's a pleasure. It's a
Thank
great pleasure. And I'm sure, as Bruce said, we're going to come around and you're going to be with us again. And we're going to see each other very soon. Hopefully this year,
Mhm.
Bruce and I will be in Las Vegas for G2E. And we'll take you out to dinner or something.
yes.
Or I'll be in the Bahamas.
No,
Oh,
no,
Oh.
Dominican
No,
Republic.
Dominican Republic. I'm so
Yes,
sorry.
yes. We can go to the
Scratch
Bahamas
that.
too. We can go over there too. But
Remove
you'll,
that.
you'll
We can
have
meet you there too.
yeah. We'll be
call Mark,
have
Remove
more
it.
call Mark at Bahamar to give us a room.
have more fun here.
Yeah.
We'll-
Absolutely. Or
Casa
Uruguay.
will take her to Las Terrenas in summer
yeah,
now.
to Las
Yeah,
Vegas.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
When? Maybe I will be also here because since
Yes.
May I will be here. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Hina. Thank you so much.
you.
You're
And
welcome. You
gosh,
guys have an amazing aloha day. Mwah.
we will.
Thank you.
Cheques play with you, darling.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
play.
See you.
Bye. Cheques play.
Bye. Take care. What a wonderful,
Wow!
what a
Oh
wonderful
my
person.
God! It was such an amazing meeting. She's
What a wonderful person.
amazing.
Hina,
Yes, yes.
Great.
she's
I couldn't say enough
what you
about
look
her.
for in the business.
Mhm.
There is a lot of people in the business that have their own personality and their own way, and she's so vibrant. I mean, if you're in the gaming business and you approach her to come in and give you a demo of her product, there is no way that you're not going to buy it.
Mhm.
There's no way you're not going to buy it because
Man, let me tell
a
you.
person like that, she can sell it. She can sell it.
At the MGM, when we got to, it was where we first met. With the MGM, man, I tell you, I kept hearing about, did you see that? Did you meet Hina Reed? Oh, did you see Hina? Hey, and they're like, man, you should see this Hina Reed, man. Oh, man. And I said, who's this Hina Reed, man? I said, wow, that's Hina Reed? Wow. Okay.
She's a sophisticated lady. I mean, she's a
Sophistic-
beautiful lady. Yes.
Remember I said fat? Remember, Casa?
That, yeah.
PHAT. Pretty hot and tempting.
Hot and tempting.
Yes.
That's what fat means.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't say enough about her. I tell you, this brings back so many good memories. And that's one thing about this business.
I
She's
believe
amazing
this is
person.
one of the greatest things in the casino business is the relationships,
relationships.
that you develop throughout the years. I mean, in 40 some years, 40
Miguel,
plus years
you and
that
me.
I've been in the gaming business.
You and I.
Yeah, we've developed many relationships. We've met many people. You know, there are a few that you don't want to see or think about them anymore. but
There's only one.
ton
There's only one I can think of, but
a
Miguel.
ton more of people that you know,
Tons.
every time you think of them, and some of them are gone already, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you reminisce and you say, whoa, you know, like I met this guy, I learned from this guy or this lady, I learned from them, and they were so nice to me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the first day when I started at the Golden Nugget that I came from the Dominican Republic and I got my license, and I started at the Golden Nugget. There were people that were wonderful to me. I mean, because they knew, oh, you're new. says, yeah, please, if you see that I do something wrong, let me know. He says, yeah, don't worry about it. We're here to help you. If you got a question, let me know. Or just raise your hand, stop the table, and then call me. And I met tons of people like that. And many of them are around still in the business. Some of them unfortunately passed away, but you keep them in your heart.
Like we have different personalities, different skills, and we are really three of us bringing to this project like all the best, and we are making this a really great thing and entertaining and full of knowledge. The guests are having fun. I think also it's not only for the listeners, but like also for the guests. It's they enjoy.
For us, if nobody else does, I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it.
The guests. You're enjoying. Yes.
It is great. It's great.
But the whole thing is, if more people like and subscribe, okay, and tell their friends, possibly we'll be able to get sponsors to help provide us with some support, so that we can upgrade and buy better microphones, get better quality, some better
equipment,
cameras,
equipment.
Use better software also. Yes.
Or to hire professional editors, so that I'm not up all night. Delete the whole file, and we have to reshoot it again and stuff like that.
Bruce, this is an effort.
Are you laughing?
It was a relief. It was a relief when Bruce yesterday wrote me, Kasia, I found the files. Because we were speaking
twice.
yesterday. We were speaking yesterday with Bruce, and Bruce told me, "Oh my God, Kasia, you both, me and Miguel, you will need to fire me because I lost the files of the recording."
We'll do it again. No big deal. We'll do it again. But the beauty of this is that we're doing this. We're not doing this for money. We're not doing this for fame or fortune or any of that. It's just that it's something that makes us feel good. And if we can contribute a little bit to the gaming business and to the people that are out there that have just started in the business or have been in the business for a few years and are acquiring experience, come on the ride with us. We're going to bring good people like Hina and the ones that we have brought, where you can learn from them. And as we said, if you want to ask them anything in particular, drop us a line at info@chequesplay.com, and we'll be more than happy to ask them for you and have them voice their opinion on the topic that you pick anytime that you want.
Definitely, and help us to spread the information about our great show. It's very interesting, and there's a lot of knowledge, and it's entertaining, and there are a lot of special guests. So you can help us just by telling your friends about our show, by subscribing to the platforms that we are spreading, because we have already YouTube, we are on Spotify, Google Podcasts. So basically we are on all podcast platforms, plus YouTube. So you can share, you can subscribe and tell your friends about this great show. This will definitely help us to grow.
Yeah, and bring better content to you every day.
Yep. So remember, the best you could be is yourself. The worst you could be is someone else.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Goodbye. Cheques Play.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Play.
Cheques Play.
All right, let's do it.
Have a good one.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Bye.
Hina, Vice President of Sales and Marketing at NexGen Technology, was guest of our 4th episode at the Cheques Play podcast. Hina has over 20 years of experience and knowledge in the gaming industry. You can reach out and follow her on her LinkedIn profile. We are doing our best to bring you great guests and topics at this show, and we will be very grateful if you can help us by hitting the like button, commenting, and sharing this episode with your friends and family. We are available for you already on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts.